The Mercedes is off. It was impossible actually. They were just so quick on the straight. I think the car is good enough. We just need more power on the straight.
Listen, guys, the man everyone wrote off is back, and he is making the whole F1 world pay attention. Hold on, because this is not just another comeback story. Hamilton is defending the 2026 cars, while Verstappen is throwing a tantrum. He is clocking 142 laps at Fiorano during a break. Ferrari has a secret upgrade weapon, and there is a race engineer drama nobody is fully talking about. Let me show you something. Everything is changing for Lewis Hamilton, and it is happening right now. The 2025 nightmare. Before we talk about the highs of 2026, we need to go back and be honest about how dark 2025 actually was for Lewis Hamilton. This was a man who had won 6 world championships with Mercedes, built a legacy that nobody could touch, and then walked into Ferrari and absolutely struggled. We are talking 0 podiums for an entire season, not 1. For a driver with over 200 podiums in his career, that was painful to watch. There were awkward radio messages with his race engineer, Riccardo Adami, that were getting leaked everywhere. The car was not clicking, and people were genuinely asking whether Hamilton still had it. Some former drivers were openly questioning him in the media. But here is the thing about Lewis Hamilton. He never gave up. He sat down on Christmas Day 2025 and made a decision, a mental reset, a new approach. And that decision, it changed everything heading into 2026. The 2026 Resurgence. So what actually changed? Well, first of all, Hamilton played a huge role in developing the Ferrari SF26 from the very beginning. This was not him arriving and adapting to someone else's car. This was his car. He had input, he had influence, and when he finally got behind the wheel in race conditions, you could just see the confidence was different. 4th place in Australia, and then China, his 26th race weekend in red, he finally got that first Ferrari podium, 3rd place. And honestly, the way he drove that race, it did not look like a man on the back foot. It looked like a man who had been waiting a very long time and was absolutely ready. He himself said a first Ferrari win is now more in sight than ever before. The points tally after 2 rounds of 2026 already matched what he had after 5 rounds of 2025. The momentum is real and it is building fast. Hamilton versus Verstappen. Now this is where things get really spicy. Because while Hamilton is out here genuinely enjoying the new 2026 cars, Max Verstappen is doing the complete opposite. Verstappen has been the loudest voice in the paddock, absolutely tearing into the new regulations. He called them anti-racing. He called them Formula E on steroids. He said the back-and-forth racing style was like playing Mario Kart, and that anyone who actually liked it does not know what racing is about. Strong words. But Hamilton fired back, and he did it calmly and cleverly. He said, and this is important, that Max had 4 or 5 years of smooth sailing at the front, winning 51 races in just 4 seasons. And now that the ground has shifted, suddenly everything is terrible. Hamilton did acknowledge that he personally does not love every part of the 2026 rules either. The power deployment frustrates him, and the straight mode is not his favorite thing. But as a whole, he said these cars let you actually follow through high-speed corners without losing all your downforce, and that the back-and-forth racing is exactly how it should be. Real racing, not yo-yo racing like Verstappen called it. Real racing. The Fiorano Test. Now, here's something that tells you a lot about Hamilton's mentality right now. While most drivers are relaxing during the 5-week April break, which happened because both the Saudi Arabian and Bahrain Grand Prix were canceled due to tensions in the Middle East, Hamilton was not sitting at home. He was at Ferrari's private Fiorano track doing a 2-day Pirelli wet weather tire test. And we are not talking about a casual few laps. The man completed 142 laps on just the first day alone. That is 423 kilometers. The track was artificially watered to simulate wet conditions, and Hamilton worked through both full wet and intermediate compounds, posting a fastest lap of 1 minute 01.031 seconds. Yes, it was technically a Pirelli data gathering session, so Ferrari could not run new developments or collect their own performance data, But the extra mileage, the extra seat time, the extra feel for the car, that is priceless when you're building towards something big at Miami. The Miami upgrade. Speaking of Miami, Ferrari are planning something significant for the next race. Team principal Fred Vasseur has been teasing what he called a package and a half heading into the Miami Grand Prix on May 3rd. Originally, this upgrade was planned for Bahrain, but with that race canceled, Ferrari actually got extra time to develop it further, and that extra time might just make it even more powerful when it arrives. One of the most exciting parts of this upgrade is something internally called the Macarena wing, a rotating rear wing concept designed to improve straight-line efficiency and close the gap to Mercedes, who currently have a pretty significant speed advantage on the straights. Hamilton himself has pointed to Mercedes' deployment and straight-line pace as the main thing separating the two teams right now. If this upgrade works as planned, Miami could look very different to what we have seen in the first 3 rounds. The race engineer drama. There is one more storyline that is quietly bubbling away at Ferrari, and it involves Hamilton's race engineer situation. After the difficult relationship with Riccardo Adami in 2025, Ferrari brought in Carlos Santi, previously Kimi Raikkonen's race engineer, as a temporary solution from preseason testing. And honestly, the partnership has been working reasonably well. But the permanent replacement, a French engineer named Cédric Michel Grosjean, who came over from McLaren, has been waiting in the background this whole time. He's been going through an integration period, sitting in on meetings and getting familiar with Ferrari's systems. Ferrari were expected to make the switch at Miami, but now it looks like Vasseur wants to delay it a little longer to make the transition as smooth as possible. When that switch finally happens, though, and Hamilton gets a fully settled communication structure around him, things could get even better. The bigger picture. So let us just take a step back and look at the full picture here. 12 months ago, people were writing Lewis Hamilton off, saying he was past it, saying the move to Ferrari was a mistake, saying the magic was gone. And now, he is enjoying the new era of Formula One more than almost anyone else on the grid. He is putting in marathon testing sessions during the break while others rest. Ferrari is building towards a major upgrade specifically designed around the weaknesses Hamilton identified. And the race engineer situation is about to get more stable than it has ever been since he joined the team. The 2026 season is still very young. Miami is the next stop, and Ferrari arrived with upgrades, momentum, and a Lewis Hamilton who, let me be very clear, is absolutely not done yet. Make sure you are watching, because this story is only getting started.